What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Season 2, Episode 3 of the Game Room Podcast. Today you can expect a recap on some ECAC matches, NJCAAE matches, and a little bit more, so stay tuned.
The Game Room is a production of Lackawanna College, serving students, graduates, and our surrounding communities since 1894. This episode is sponsored by Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel. Learn more at gamefuel.com.
What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Season 2, Episode 3 of the Game Room Podcast. I'm Teddy.
I'm Rob.
And today we have a special guest to join us on the patch notes, Coach Paul. What's up, Paul?
Happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Don't interrupt me. Anyway, we're going to start every episode just like we always do, with the patch notes. All right, so we're going to get into patch notes today, and we're going to start off with Coach Paul. Paul, tell us a little bit about some of the Smash matches that you've had in the ECAC or NJCAA.
Sure. So we had our first crew battle this past Monday for ECAC, and though we lost 0-3, it was a great learning experience for the team. They were able to kind of see the level of competition that's out there and really begin to develop. As for the NJCAA, we had our first singles games last Thursday. The team went 3-2 in those.
TJ came out with a win, I know that.
Yep, TJ had he had the first win in singles and doubles for Lackawanna College.
Yeah, and he 3-0'd him.
Yeah, and he 3-0'd him. The doubles team with Keenan.
No help from Keenan.
They had a great doubles match where they literally fought to the death for the final kill. You can find that on our Twitch channel. And so
It's mine. No, it's mine.
and so we had a great start to the season. Fortnite will be debuting tonight on the 13th, so we'll have those results next week for you. So that'll be their first match of the season, and they're really eager to get out there.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun to see these new formats, and especially the new games, because we didn't have Smash last semester or Fortnite. I'm excited for the Fortnite matchup. But Smash, it's just a fun game to watch. You know?
And I actually, the funny story, watching that from home on twitch.tv/LackawannaEDU, because it was no boom plug.
Boom plug.
There it is. So I was actually building a bed while doing it, and I had it playing. Normally, you put on Twitch to some streamer or whatever, but I get to put on our school. It's
pretty
playing
neat.
Games that I like to watch.
5 different games to choose from too. So yeah, that's how Smash started off. So we're excited to keep that rolling. Unfortunately, our League of Legends team's first matchup forfeited, so they're sitting at a nice 1-0 right now, going into tomorrow's matchup.
We'll take it.
But yeah, so other than that, let's talk a little bit about how Overwatch has been doing.
Overwatch has been great. NJCAAE played second round this week, earlier, Tuesday, and Overwatch did great. It was harder matches, I shouldn't say harder,
They had a tougher match this week.
They were tougher matches, but it's because of the way that the tournament's doing it, and we discussed this last week. It is a Swiss ranking method, so basically whoever wins last week, comparable records go up against each other, so you're going to progressively fight harder and harder teams.
Right, and not only that, unfortunately, we were dealing with some pretty bogus internet connectivity issues.
Yeah, when you're operating at a ping that's 160 milliseconds.
Not too fun.
You would click, and then something would happen.
Yeah. If you don't pizza when you're supposed to French fry, you're going to have a bad time.
When you're clicking on heads and you hit the wall behind you.
Exactly.
But anyways, it's...
They rallied.
They did, and A team was able to still take it out. We only lost one map, but still won 3-1. B team unfortunately suffered a little bit harsher a defeat. While keeping up the fight the whole way, ended up losing every map, so we went 0-3 with B team, but still have a positive record in NJCAAE.
Yeah, and it's interesting when I'm looking at round 2 from the NJCAA, you see a lot of 3-0s, and there's really not too many like crazy games. It looks like Snow College and BSC Mystics, they had a pretty decent matchup. They went 3-2, BSC coming out on top. But as you look at the standings, there's only 3 teams that are sitting at 2-0, and our A team happens to be one of them, so that's a beautiful thing. So yeah, we have CASC Vikings sitting up top, Trailblazers and the Falcons just hanging out 2-0. So I think our Overwatch team is going to have a pretty good season within the NJCAA this year. And then last night what was last night? Wednesday.
It was Wednesday.
So it was
2 nights ago if you're watching this on Friday. But that was ECAC. We played first round in ECAC. Now ECAC is a little bit different of a league. There's more teams incorporated into
More
it.
competition.
More competition. It's a league that's been around for a little bit longer.
Right.
Unfortunately, the Falcons were not able to take home a win last night.
It's a tough match.
It was very tough for both teams. It was. We ended up getting. I don't want to say rolled because it was.
No, I wouldn't consider it getting rolled. Even though we got 3-0'd, we put up a lot of fight. And, it was actually Paul's first chance at casting Overwatch.
Yeah,
so you got to
stuck-
see it firsthand.
Yeah,
You were
I was
stuck
right
in
in
that
the-
casting room for like 3 hours.
I was in the pit, and so first map they still got one of the points,
Busan.
and on Busan they looked really good, but really just Stockton had a lot to offer. We had some good team fights that we won, some that weren't so great. And so, if anything else, it'll keep the A team honest moving forward. That they've
one
got to
thing-
get
They
ready
knock
for
them down a peg.
Yeah,
after
the one
NJCAA.
thing that I
there's some
noticed
competition there.
is the times that we would come back and push them off point, we would cap point, hold it down, and then there would be one team fight that they would push them back, and then all of a sudden, I don't know if they switched their composition, Stockton, but they would dive in with Winston and Hammy, and it would just break it up every time.
They did make a sub too going into map
Into the last map.
into the last
Yeah.
map, and not that I don't think that ended up changing a ton composition wise, but it just overall, like you said, a lot of the changes they were making map to map posed an issue when we were relying more on sometimes comfort
Stockton would
picks than-
usually start off a little bit more reserved, and then they would get aggressive into the map. And generally, when they made that aggressive push, I don't know if it's just, and this is the hard part about playing in the match, where you get used to, and I'm sure you see this in Smash as well. It's if you get into a pattern and all of a sudden it changes up, it's the ability to adapt to that change.
Right, and it's hard, and you fall back on habits under pressure sometimes that maybe, like you said, you get into that routine. You're just going to keep doing that routine until you're catching yourself out of it's really something they'll have to work to unlock, which is, again, they get the opportunity now early in the season to do it rather than maybe they go 7-0, lose week 8, and they go, oh, geez, we've had this weakness all along. They can find it now.
Yeah, and it's good that they can take these matches, go back, watch them, pick them apart, figure out what they need to work on. So Overwatch is doing well all together, and we're going to keep pushing, keep fighting. Let's talk a little bit about Rocket League. So this week in Rocket League, we actually had a bye for our A team anyway for the NJCAAE. Right now, there's a couple good teams in the NJCAA. I think, once again, our team is going to have a lot of great matches, and we're going to
No bias whatsoever. That is an objective analysis.
Yeah.
Objective analysis. We are the best team.
But yeah, our Rocket League team is great, and their chemistry is continuing to grow. They continue to play together, so we're gonna have a lot of good matches. It looks like there's a couple good matches in the ECAC, or I'm sorry, in the NJCAA. Looks like the St. Clair Community College Skippers won 3-1 yesterday against Centralia.
A lot of 3-0s there. I'm not seeing, there's not a lot of...
Or, I'm sorry, Crowder College.
All those 3-0s, I feel like they're gonna happen again because it's that Swiss ranking style.
Yeah, they're all gonna turn back on each other. So.
As it goes in, you're going to start to see the 2-3s and the 1-3s.
We want those matchups. We want to see a fight. We want to see action.
Fun, though,
So yeah.
Yeah, the drama of it. It's nice to watch our teams roll, but sometimes it's nice to see them see.
Of course,
what they do
we
under
want to
pressure.
see good long matches so we can get some casting experience.
Exactly.
We want to be able to pick it apart. But
All that tasty content.
Moving into the ECAC, where once again we talked about there's a little more competition, more schools. But again, the Rocket League team is looking really sharp, and we 3-0'd Quinnipiac, which was a great matchup.
They looked
saw
awesome.
Yeah.
They really did. Cross had 3 or 4 goals in the last match of that.
Yeah.
And I think they seeded only 3 goals throughout the whole 3-match set, and they really looked fantastic. They found a rhythm and were able to just get in
they're
a
really
rhythm.
connecting on rotation, communication, Keenan.
And they've been playing together now for almost a year straight. So they're
so we're
really
building
locked
that
in.
chemistry.
Yeah.
You can see that.
And there's not
that
much
chemistry.
discussion between them. They get into that mode where it's just they know where the other is going to be.
It's a hive mind.
Yeah, it is. They're like termites.
And, unfortunately, our B team fell to Northern Maine Community College. But again, we have some younger kids on the B team. We're working on building them up. They've been sitting with some of the A team guys and trying to do one-on-ones with Coach Diggs. So they're constantly improving. And I hear that from Diggs. I talk to him pretty often, and he sees a lot of improvement from that team. So I think as those players continue to play together and build each other up, they're going to have a little bit easier of a path.
And the great thing with their A and B team, since it's so small, being a 3-on-3, I mean, the B team was right behind them throughout that whole match.
Right.
They won.
They get to watch. Yep.
They get to watch. They get to hype them up, and so that's a really close knit group that, like you said, they end up just working together as one mind.
I think you hit the nail on the head. That's one of the advantages of having that small team. Like whereas Overwatch, it's hard to get 6 kids to arrange schedules so that they're there all the time. It's like running a Dungeons and Dragons group.
Right. Exactly.
Wait, I have to be available for 3 hours.
Yeah, every week.
It's a lot.
And like even for Smash League doubles, like with Keenan and TJ, just to harp on that, like 2 people to get them thinking alike, and the fact that they're roommates helps so much more when it's like everything else.
It helps. It also causes a little bit of comedic tension that we got to see in the first doubles match. So,
but then you with Overwatch, what's great is that you can split a pair off into like, so you have DPS bros over there, right, who call each other every night before bed to say goodnight. And then you have like the support, they end up teaming up so that they can get on the same vein. So you break it up into those tiny things.
Yeah, you get those little things, and it becomes this awesome thing.
Yep, absolutely. So within the ECAC, our A team is sitting at 1-0 with a lot of other schools because we've only had 1 or 2 matches in there. So University of Albany's up there, West Virginia University, Potomac State College. So we're going to have a little tougher time in the ECAC once again because of the competition, more teams, but we're going to keep grinding, keep practicing, and keep moving forward. So, of course. Once again, this will be yesterday, if you're watching this now, camera, that our first Fortnite duos match is going on tonight. So tell us, are you excited for that?
We're stoked. We've had a good week of practice this week. They've been practicing a lot on their own, too, getting used to the idea of doing duos in a squad format, realizing you can't take a 2-on-4 fight every time. It's like, you got to be patient. You got to be last guy in the scene. If 2 teams are going at it, slide in and be that third one. You don't have to be the hero. And so, it'll be a challenge for them for a few weeks, I'm sure, as they learn the format, but that's just all part of it, and they're excited to learn.
No, I'm curious, because that's interesting, the fact that they get into a squad of 4, but then essentially split up into duos. So they're at an inherent disadvantage in the map almost.
Exactly. And so the format is sort of interesting. I won't go so far as to say flawed because it's the best we have. But
it's a different way of doing it.
Right. And so they have to, and I actually reached out to the rules officials. I was like, what about kill stealing? What about this or that? And really the only thing is you can't detriment. Like if they're building something, you can't just shoot your teammate's thing down. But if you go into the same team fight and you're looking for the same kills, you just got to go at it. And so I know our kids are really focused on they're going to drop other side of the map, but depending on how that goes, I might just say, hey, drop with them and just take what they got and keep going.
Steal their kills.
Steal it. You don't have to be the first one there.
I got him. Boom.
You don't have to be the first one there. But you better be the last one there. So it'll be fun. I'm excited.
Now, they don't have
to
be in the same chat, do they?
No, and that was the other thing. I was like, they don't have to be in the same chat. Like, is it detrimental if you don't res them? Because I'm not resing them. Are you kidding? So
you shouldn't have to.
Yeah,
exactly. And so you don't.
I think it's probably you just can't actively hinder their play.
Right.
Yeah,
you can't
team kill.
If your team's in like the final, if it's the final 4, that's the only time you can even put.
Now is that encouraged? Like if
the final 4 is your team, I mean the game ends because that team wins. But
True.
It's like if one person's down and you're fighting for that last elimination, you're going to look at your teammates and go, not teammates anymore.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting. I don't know how quickly even the format's going to register in their head in the heat of the moment. So it's a whole nother set of instincts they're going to have to build. But they're excited to try it. And we already spoke to the team we're against to tell them, hey, we're sort of new to the format. They are too. So they're like, we'll work it out together and figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll be bros until we're not.
Exactly. So that's going to be fun. So that duo, this will be released on Friday. So we'll have an update next patch notes on how that went. But that match is going to happen tonight, which is Thursday against SUNY Potsdam. We're excited for that. Real quickly, like I said, League of Legends, unfortunately, the first week they had a forfeit. But this week it looks like they're going up against Stockton University's B team, so we'll have an update for that next time as well. So stay tuned for some league updates. That is going to cover the NJCAA, the ECAC, the SLOL, Fortnite, Smash, all of our games. So
all of the acronyms, all
everything.
of the letters,
so many letters
together.
Yes, so
it's got to make something.
Again, that's going to do it for patch notes, and that's going to do it for season 2, episode 3 of the Game Room podcast. From everyone at the Game Room, I'm Teddy.
I'm Rob.
And I'm Paul.
And
thank you for playing. If you like what you see here, make sure to smash this like button on mobile, this like button on PC. Hit subscribe up here, or maybe it's down here. And be sure to watch our last video right here.